thought I'd share some tips based on my first time using a smoker with an outdoor temperature of 28 degrees. I like to use a charcoal chimney which can get the coals ready in half the time. Typically people like to use newspaper as an accelerant for this. My preference is to use a paper shopping bag. Seem to have a lot more of those than newspapers these days, and it actually seems to burn hotter and longer than newspaper. You want to make sure you start with enough coal, and this is not enough coal. This is only half filled here. When you pour it into your smoker, you're going to notice it only fills the pan so much, and on a cold day that's just not going to make it. So fill the coal nearly to the top, and if you want you can combine 2 loads of coal like I did here. The white ones are from the first load, and the new ones are just turning white. After your wood chips have soaked for at least 30 minutes, pour off the excess water and then pour them liberally onto your coals. Make sure you use a flavored wood like apple wood, cherry wood, or mesquite. Fill your water bowl near the top with clean water. And when you're mounting the bowl to the smoker, don't hold a camera in one hand like I did, or you'll end up dousing your coals and having to start all over again with fresh coals. Freezing temps outside will compete with your ability to get to 220 on your smoker, so I recommend putting a shelter of some kind around it. I built this one out of just scraps of wood, and I even covered it with my lid from my Weber grill to keep the heat inside. After all of this, I was finally able to achieve an internal temperature of 220 degrees. To keep your smoker at 220, you're going to need to shovel hot coals into that little door in the front of your smoker about every hour or so. Use a heavy metal scoop or tongs to do this. Don't use a foil pan to do this because they'll burn right through, and you don't want your foot underneath that pan when that happens. Finally, be sure to cover your concrete with something like foil before you start, or your food could drip right onto the ground, causing grease stains on your concrete.